The Quiet One. Chapter 1. Arrival. Noah Bennett stepped off the bus, the sweltering Georgia sun pressing against his back like an invisible weight. The scent of freshly cut grass, heated pavement, and lingering perfume from clusters of students drifted in the air. Westbrook High stood before him, a towering red brick structure with glass windows that glinted like mirrors in the sun. The manicured lawns and carefully trimmed hedges whispered legacy. This was a school where names mattered, where the corridors echoed with lineage, not just laughter. Noah had seen schools like this before. Every time his mother moved them to a new town in search of better opportunities, he found himself in a place where he didn't quite belong. The looks came first, the curiosity, the assumptions. Was he an athlete? A scholarship kid? Trouble? No one asked. They just presumed. He kept his face unreadable and his posture relaxed. Not too stiff, not too confident. A perfect in-between that drew no attention. But here, at Westbrook, even being invisible would be difficult. He was one of the only black students. In a place like this, neutrality wasn't always an option. Chapter 2. The King of the Hallways. Inside, the hallways buzzed with first-day energy. Lockers slammed shut, laughter rang out, and the polished floors echoed beneath hurried steps. The cheerleaders clustered near the lockers, flawless in matching uniforms. Rich kids lounged in packs, tossing around mentions of ski trips and summer homes. The honor students lingered by the library, already in debate mode. And then there were the jocks. At their center stood the undisputed ruler of Westbrook High, Blake Harrison. Tall, effortlessly charming, with tousled blonde hair and a grin that had probably gotten him out of more trouble than most could dream of. His presence demanded attention, the type of guy people followed without question. Noah recognized the type. Blake didn't need to ask for respect. It was handed to him. Boys like Blake were born into power and learned early how to wield it. As Noah walked by, he hoped to avoid the radar. But fate, as always, had other plans. A sudden shove jolted him sideways. His books spilled to the floor. Silence spread across the hallway like a slow ripple. "Watch it," came a voice laced with amusement. Noah didn't have to look. Blake stood above him, arms crossed, smirk intact. "Didn't know we had a transfer." "You lost, Bennett?" Blake asked, voice slow and mocking. Noah retrieved his book, eyes calm. "I'm good. A quiet one, huh? What's your story? Single mom? From the city? Here to show us how it's done." Noah held his gaze. "Just here to finish school." Blake's grin widened. "You play ball, Bennett?" "No." "Oh," Blake muttered. "Thought all of you." He didn't finish. He didn't need to. The implication lingered. Noah exhaled quietly and walked away. Chapter 3. Cafeteria Politics. The cafeteria was its own ecosystem. Jocks at the center, cheerleaders beside them, honor students in the back. The misfits and the ignored clung to the outskirts. Noah navigated the room carefully, tray in hand, eyes scanning. He was almost past Blake's table when it happened again, a shoulder check hard enough to jostle his tray. Spaghetti sauce dripped onto the floor. Laughter followed. "My bad, Bennett," said Chase, one of Blake's linebackers. "You move real quiet." Noah ignored them, choosing an empty table. As he sat, he felt Blake's voice reach across the room. "Polite too," Blake said. "You gotta be when you're a guest." This time Noah met his eyes. "No anger, no scope, just calm defiance." And Blake didn't like that. Chapter 4. Lines and Marker. The next morning, Noah's locker was defaced. Slurs, crude drawings, and a clear message: "You don't belong." He stared at it silently. Blake watched from down the hall, flanked by his entourage, waiting. Noah reached into his bag, pulled out a bottle of water and a roll of paper towels, and began to clean. His actions were quiet, intentional, disrespectfully dismissive. The smirk on Blake's face twitched. "Damn, Bennett, you must be used to this." Noah didn't stop. When he finished, he shut his locker and turned to Blake. And smiled. Not big, not warm, just enough to say, "That was your best shot?" Blake didn't smile back. Chapter 5. Shifting Tides. The shift wasn't dramatic. It crept in like fog. Students who once laughed with Blake now hesitated. They glanced at each other before reacting to his jokes. Even Chase seemed unsure. During lunch, as Blake held court with his usual swagger, Chase looked distracted. His eyes flicked toward Noah now and then, a flicker of doubt growing behind them. Later, Noah caught Chase alone by the vending machines. "You ever get tired of it?" Noah asked casually. "Of what?" "The act. The noise." Chase shrugged. "It ain't an act." Noah chuckled softly. "Sure. But you see what's happening, right?" Chase said nothing. "You think Blake would go down for you?" Still silence. But Noah saw the seed land. Chapter 6. The Collapse. The next morning, the school buzzed with energy. Something had broken wide open. Noah saw it before he heard the whispers. Blake's locker was plastered with printouts, screenshots, texts, private messages, racist jokes, sexist comments, trash talk about teammates, cruelty directed at kids he pretended to like. And then the worst ones, the ones about Chase. Chase stood frozen, reading words that tore down every illusion. Blake arrived seconds later, panic in his step, ripping down the evidence. Who did this? No one answered. No one defended him. Chase didn't move. And then Noah stepped forward. Blake turned, eyes wild. "This was you." Noah shook his head. "I didn't write those messages." "You did." The words landed with a finality that echoed. Chapter 7. Ashes. By the end of the day, Blake was a ghost. Students avoided him. Teachers called meetings. The administration launched an investigation. The silence around him was louder than any insult. Power, when built on fear, doesn't end with a bang. It ends when no one is afraid anymore. Chapter 8. The Ride Home. The car idled at the curb. Terrence Bennett leaned against it, arms crossed. Noah climbed in silent. "Done?" Terrence asked. Noah nodded. "Didn't even throw a punch," Terrence said, smirking. Noah smiled faintly. "Didn't need to." As they drove away, the school fading in the rearview mirror, the weight of weeks lifted. Noah had won, not with fists, but with patience and truth. Because sometimes the quiet ones are the ones you should fear the most. If you've ever felt invisible, underestimated, or misjudged, you are not alone. Drop your own story in the comments. We read every one. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more stories that matter.